wanted to talk a little bit about today, because this is, I see so many clients of mine to come in when they after they hire an unscrupulous tax uh, uh, preparer, and a lot of times they're not even they don't even know what's going on that makes them unscrupulous. Sometimes people do know, and they're kind of part of the scam. And they know that they're lying on their tax return. But many people aren't even aware that that's what's happening. And when your tax preparer, kind of invents a business for you and puts it on what they call Schedule C, which is a business, small business, and then they start giving you a lot of expenses. They deduct some of your home for your office. They say that you've done a lot of driving. They've done, and all these other expenses, and this is how they reduce your tax obligation. But it's false. And here's what you got to know. When you sign your tax return, now again, your tax preparer sends it to you, and you just look at it and say, oh, how much am I getting back? Wow. Then again, if it's an unscrupulous tax preparer, that's it. Wow, that's more than I've ever gotten back before. And you sign it because you're trusting them, and you don't really look over it. You don't really understand. Even if you did, you might not even understand it, right? So you send it in. You sign it, you send it in, and then you have trouble with the IRS. What you don't realize maybe is that you sign tax returns under penalty of perjury, right? So this is a crime. If you've signed something that's false, it's a crime. There was just a tax preparer here in Chicago this happened in just last January, where there was a tax preparer that did this to a lot of people. And and they interviewed many of his clients. So what happens is when the IRS finds out, so let me kind of go backwards, because when you get that tax preparer and you get that huge refund, you want to tell all your friends, right? So you go back and say, hey, my friends and family, hey, this is the guy to use. He's going to get you a big tax refund. And so I've seen a whole group of people, family members, people who work together. Somebody that they work with will become a tax preparer and start doing everybody's tax returns. And everybody's so happy because they're getting such big refunds back. And they don't know why, but they just think this guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread, because they're getting more money than they ever did. And then when the IRS starts catching on, what the IRS does is they go through, because a tax preparer, and here's a kind of a red flag. If your tax preparer won't put their name on it, you got the wrong tax preparer, okay? Because they got to put their name on it. Now, a lot of them won't put their name on it because they know that they're lying. Right, and they want you to sign it without them. So it's just sign here, say you did it by yourself. Well, don't lie on the tax return. It's under penalty of perjury. But a lot of times people don't even know it's false. And what happens is the IRS starts going down and auditing everybody that he ever did a tax return for. And that's when your friends and family are going to come back to you and say, "Hey, man, what did you do to me here? You're killing me, man." And I sound like Joe Biden. But this is true, and that now your friends and family are going to be dragged in and be audited also, and they're going to have to give that money back, and it becomes very and then penalties and all this other stuff that comes along with this. And so you have to be very careful when you're talking about tax preparers. And again, this person that did it here in Chicago, they interviewed many of his clients, and they said, did you own a business? Well, no, I didn't own a business. Well, it says here on your tax return that you did, and you took all these deductions. Is that true? No, I don't run my own business. I'm a W-2 employee. See, so the IRS gets them. Now, most people who are caught in this scam, they're not really going to go after you for criminal charges or anything like that. They could for perjury, but generally you're a victim of a scam, and but that doesn't mean you get to keep the money. And they're going to ask you to refund that money, and they're going to come after you. And it's never pleasant. So whenever you're getting audited by the IRS, and then that's where I get my many of my clients come to see me, because now they come to see me when the IRS starts coming after them, but then when they're trying to pay them back, now under what conditions, right? The IRS want all the money yesterday, and you need time to pay them, and that's what we help people do: get time to pay them.